We played some really good baseball in the round robin and the semifinals game. I think that was a 16-person team. Everyone was doing their job, and it was a really good tournament. I'm really proud of them.
Welcome to episode 352 of Alberta Dugout Stories, the podcast. I'm Joe McFarland. Not only is the local baseball scene slowing down, but even some of the pro ranks are into the playoffs now. We'll take a look back now at the week that was. And we'll start in Major League Baseball, where Calgary's Michael Soroka is reportedly nearing a return with the Chicago Cubs. He's been recovering from a shoulder injury and was scheduled to make a multi-inning rehab outing with AAA Iowa on Wednesday. However, that didn't happen. Not sure why, but we'll be keeping an eye on things, as it sounds like he might be very close to getting back on the mound for the Cubs stretch drive. Edmonton's Eric Sabrowski has made 2 appearances over the past week with the Cleveland Guardians. On Saturday night, he walked 2 before nailing Jake Mangum, trying to steal home for a third out in the 7th inning against Tampa Bay.
They're going to steal home, and they've got him dead to rights.
Kidding me?
How about that? Jake Mangum just took off, trying to catch him napping. But watch the poise of Sabrowski to step off the rubber and then just never panic.
The Guardians won that game 3-2. Sabrowski then pitched a flawless 9th inning in Wednesday's 4-3 loss to Kansas City. On the season, the AHP product is 0-1 with a 2.05 ERA and 25 relief appearances, striking out 30 in 22 innings. And Edmonton's Rob Zastrisny continues to pick up a few innings here and there with the Milwaukee Brewers. The veteran last appeared in the 7th inning of Wednesday's 6-3 loss to Texas. He's now 2-1 with a 1.50 ERA in 20 games, striking out 18 in 18 innings of work. To the minors we go, and we'll start in AAA, where Dogs product Tristan Peters has been named the Durham Bulls season MVP. That happened on Wednesday. Just a couple of hours later,
award winner. Fly ball deep, right field by Peters. There it goes. O'Neill's out of room. Peters deposits number 13. There's your MVP.
With the Bulls, Peters has hit .264 on the campaign with 13 homers and 69 RBI in 125 games. Fellow Dog Matt Lloyd went yard this week as well, as he continues his outstanding season with AAA Memphis Redbirds.
High fly ball out toward right field, sends Schnell back. It is gone. Matt Lloyd's 7th home run of the year ends the no-hit bid, ends the shutout bid.
Lloyd's hitting .270 with 8 homers and 51 RBI. Let's head to AA and the San Antonio Missions, where bigger Saskatchewan product Garrett Hawkins continues to be absolutely dynamite. The Vauxhall Academy alum was promoted back in early August, and since then he's sitting with a 1-0 record and a 1.93 ERA in 12 appearances. He's also struck out 17 in 14 innings of work. Let's check in with Saskatoon native and Philadelphia Phillies prospect Avery Owusu-Asidu. He started his season with the Clearwater Threshers before being promoted to the High A Jersey Shore Blue Claws. All told, he's hitting .258 with 7 homers, 44 RBI, and 33 stolen bases on the season. It's been a while since we've checked in on Cohen Aiken. The Calgary native has settled in with the High A Aberdeen Ironbirds after bouncing between 3 levels earlier on in the season. Combined, he's 7-8 on the campaign with a 3.35 ERA in 22 appearances, striking out 68 in 80-plus innings. A shout-out to Innisfail native Nathan Flewelling on being named the Tampa Bay Rays Minor League Player of the Month for August. The Red Deer Minor Baseball St. Joe's Academy Sylvan Lake Gulls alum had 23 hits and a .952 on-base percentage for his best month of pro ball so far, earning a promotion to High A with the Bowling Green Hot Rods a couple of weeks ago. Vauxhall Academy and Sylvan Lake Gulls alum Ty Boudreau was in the news this past week. Right after I finished recording and uploading last week's show, he was helping put the finishing touches on a combined no-hitter for the Single A Tampa Tarpons. He allowed no hits, 1 walk, and struck out 3 in his 1 inning of work as the Tarpons blanked the Clearwater Threshers 8-0. To the independent leagues we go, and plenty of Alberta connections to the Inter-County Baseball League Championship between the Welland Jackfish and Barrie Baycats. Baycats. The Jackfish have Halen Knoll, Scott Gillespie, Brendan Luther, and Jonah Weisner on the roster, while the Baycats counter with Nolan Machabrota and Clayton Keys. The series is tied at a game apiece with Game 3 going on Thursday. A tip of the cap to Dogs product Dane Tofflin on his outstanding performance with the Rocky Mountain Vibes, as he's been named the Pioneer League's Hitter of the Week. He hit .625 with 5 doubles, a triple, home run, and 15 RBI. Tofflin ended the season by hitting .345 with 15 homers and 103 RBI in 91 games. A tip of the cap as well to the Calgary White Sox on claiming the Foothills Major Baseball Association title with a thrilling 3-game series win over the Diamondbacks. A shout out to friend of the show, Joe Surgeon, who threw 203 pitches in 2 outings for the Backs. If you're looking to catch some baseball action this weekend, there are a couple of fall tourneys being held. The second annual Sylvan Lake Gulls 19U Rising Stars Classic is set for Gulls Field. The St. Joe's Falcons will be joined by the AHP Renegades, Weber Wildcats, Vauxhall Jets, and Going Yard Goats. The Edmonton Collegiate Hawks Fall Showcase Tournament is also getting underway today at Remax Field in Edmonton. If today happens to be Thursday, the day the show drops, that tournament will feature 2 EC Hawks teams, as well as Athics, St. Albert Cardinals, Sherwood Park, Black Gold 47s, Badlands Academy, and the Central Alberta Sox. Several Academy teams, as well as the CCBC squads, are suiting up in fall games to tune up before the winter hits as well, so stay tuned for all their socials on those details. Meantime, the Fort McMurray Minor Baseball Association is hosting a free all-girls baseball camp that's set for September 13th and 14th at Ross Henniger Park. If you have any events or news you'd like us to include on the pod or on our socials, drop us a line at any time. Let's move on to this week's guests, and we'll start with the history-making Team Alberta at the Canada Summer Games. The team is still beaming after capturing silver in the first ever women's baseball competition. There were several standout performances from the games, which we highlighted in a brand new story up on our website this week. We wanted to get to know a couple of the athletes who went to St. John's, and this time around, it's rising star and Okotoks product Abby Szilagyi, who produced at the plate and on the mound.
Abby, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, of course. Thank you for having me.
Canada Games silver medalist. How does that sound?
Sounds pretty good.
Go back to before the tournament. Did you know you had a good team heading in?
Yeah, I think we had. We were always a pretty tight group, and I knew we had a good chance of winning, especially with how we played last year.
What was being said prior to the tournament between you girls as far as like getting planning and preparation and like mindset going in, knowing that you did have that success from last year behind you?
Yeah, obviously, we didn't want to get too ahead of ourselves. We knew it was still going to be a tough tournament, even with the group we had. So we just wanted to stay focused and work on doing the things right that we've been working on for all year long so far.
Well, and you guys were definitely doing that in spades because you cruised through that round robin. Did any of that take you by surprise? I know in talking to some of the other girls, they knew it was going to be tough, but they didn't think they'd run rampant as well as you did.
Yeah, no, I don't think anyone expected that. It was just kind of, when you go into a competitive tournament like that, you expect 1-2 run games. We're worried about saving arms, but I think we had almost everyone available to pitch going into post round robin games.
Mm-hmm. You beat Nova Scotia in that semi, setting you up for the gold medal game. What's it like knowing you're definitely getting a medal regardless of the outcome?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good feeling. That's what we went there to get a medal, but obviously we would have wanted to come out with gold, but knowing that we still accomplished all that we did was a really good feeling.
Mm-hmm. Like you said, you didn't come home with a victory, but you still come home with a medal. Looking back on it, how proud are you of your team's effort?
Yeah, I'm super proud of them. Like you said, we played some really good baseball in the round robin and the semifinals game. I think that was a 16-person team. Everyone was doing their job, and it was a really good tournament. I'm really proud of them.
What makes that team so special in your eyes? Because it sounds like you were a pretty tight-knit group.
Yeah, I think it's just, like I said, it's a 16-person unit. We're a team. Everyone's doing their part, and it's just our team culture. It's really strong and really, really helpful for us.
On a personal level, how happy were you with your performance at Canada Summer Games?
Yeah, I mean, with baseball, it's always ups and downs. So I definitely had a few big moments that I really liked, but then again, also some moments where I think if I would have come up with a hit, then it could have been different, you know?
Aside from the ball, Canada Summer Games is a different beast because it's not like your usual tournament where it's just one sport. You've got all these other things going on around you. Was there a moment or a favorite time or a favorite memory, looking back on it, about the experience as a whole, aside from the baseball?
Yeah, I think when we were all walking into the closing ceremonies and you could see, like, they had all these cool, like, kites and stuff flying around and all the lights, and it was just seeing all the athletes. It was a really cool experience.
How different was that? Like, in terms of, like, just getting to look around and see all these other athletes, not just from your home province, but all around this country, and getting to kind of mix and mingle and have some smiles and that kind of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I think during the games we were pretty hyper-focused on our tournament and doing our job, so then just trying to getting the opportunity to look around and see that we're a part of something a lot bigger than that was really cool for sure.
Has that part sunk in yet? Like, you're part of the very first Team Alberta to take part in Canada Summer Games women's baseball. Has that sunk in?
I mean, not really. Like, we've heard it going around for a while now, but it hasn't fully sunk in yet.
How cool is it to have your name attached to that?
That's pretty cool. And I think, yeah, like you said, like, further along the line, it's going to sound a lot cooler as well once it sinks in.
Mm-hmm. How much of it, too, fuels the fire to play on a bigger stage down the line as well, whether it's a national team or, you've got a pro women's league coming up next year? Like, how much getting to play in a big tournament like that and getting to showcase your skills make you go, hey, I can do this and I would love to do this down the road?
Yeah, like, it was just such an incredible experience. It makes you want to experience something like that again, and like you said, just showcase talents and do what I love doing.
And obviously the other part of it too, did you get that moment of like, oh man, like there's girls in the stands, for example, who are looking up to this and going, hey, I want to do that one day too?
Yeah, when we were walking on the field before the first ever game, they had a bunch of female baseball players lining up there, and we all gave them high fives, and it was a really cool experience to see that they were so excited for us, and then that they could one day do that as well.
That is so awesome to hear. Well, again, congratulations on all that you accomplished during the Canada Summer Games, Abby. Let's go back in time a little bit here. I love asking the baseball origin stories. So, an Alberta girl born and raised, how'd you get into baseball in the first place?
Yeah, well, I originally started out playing softball in Okotoks, and then I had a year where I didn't really enjoy myself that much, and I thought, I always saw my brother playing baseball, and I always thought maybe I could do that one day instead, but, always there's that idea that, like, softball for girls and baseball is for boys, kind of, but I decided to take a chance and try it out, and I really liked it.
Very cool. Did you play any other sports growing up?
Yeah, I played hockey, and then just with the school, I've played a little bit of volleyball and basketball, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. What's it been about baseball, or even back to the softball days, because they're very similar? What was it about the sport that made you go, yeah, I want to chase that dream?
Yeah, I think just like getting involved with the girls program and going to these championships is really it's such a competitive environment. It's just such great people. I just really enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. You've had a lot of really cool moments during the course of your young career to this point. Do you have a favorite one? Like one that you really had to take that step back and go, I can't believe we get to do this.
Yeah, like I said, like seeing all the stuff at the Canada Games this year, but I know going back to like U14, I hit like a big double in the last inning, and I just stood on the base, and seeing how excited my teammates were and how excited all the fans were, it was just a really good experience, and it was kind of surreal.
That is fantastic. On the flip side, we all know baseball is a game of failures. So what's been maybe the biggest challenge or hurdle that you've had to overcome?
Yeah, so like I said, I switched from softball to baseball. So my first season with the different arm angle, I had a lot more failures than success, to the point where it was almost like making contact at all was a success. So it was really difficult to overcome that, seeing almost only success on the softball side of things, and then switching over and having a lot of failure.
Mm-hmm. If you had one piece of advice for those girls who are thinking about making that transition between the two sports, what would it be?
Yeah, I would just say, like, don't give up and, like, just believe that you can do it, and that just because it's different doesn't mean you can't do it.
Absolutely. A few fun ones before we let you go, Abby. First off, what's your favorite food at the ballpark when you're there as a fan?
I think I'd have to go with nachos.
Nachos? Is it just cheese and salsa, or do you like adding some weird stuff to it too?
I like jalapenos and stuff.
The hotter the better in your eyes?
Yeah.
Fantastic. What's your walk-up tune?
This year it was Flashing Lights by Kanye West.
Excellent. And finally, who is your baseball idol?
I'm not sure if I have an idol, but my favorite player to watch is Bo Bichette.
That's a good one, and he's having one heck of a season as a Blue Jays fan. I approve. 2 big thumbs up. Our final 2 that we ask everybody here on the show, Abby. First off, for those young girls, kind of similar to what I asked before, they're just starting out on their baseball journey. Maybe you came across them when you were at Canada Summer Games, and they're like, hey, we want to get to where you're at now. What's that one piece of advice or those words of wisdom you'd love to impart upon them?
Yeah, I'd say just work hard, obviously, but enjoy the game while you're working hard, and have fun. And kind of our slogan this year for our team was be the moment, so I think I would tell them that.
That's a great piece of advice. And the final one, what does the game of baseball mean to you?
It means a lot. It's just, like I said, it's done so much for me, getting to go to experience all these different things and meet all these great people.
Well, it's been great to get to know you a little bit more through your journey and, of course, through your recent success at Canada Summer Games, Abby. Congratulations on all of it. Continued success as we head towards 2026 and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Great, thank you.
Next up, we head to the Canadian Future Showcase, which is just under a week away. We've been doing our best to bring you conversations with some of the athletes heading to Toronto to get to know them a little bit better, and this week, it's Central Alberta's Zach MacDonald. It's been a wild ride for the youngster who was named the inaugural Baseball Alberta Elite League Rookie of the Year last year with the Red Deer Carstar Braves. He's since moved south to Weber Academy, where he's continuing to hone his craft, earning a spot with Team Alberta at the Canada Summer Games. Interestingly, this is the second time he's been picked for the showcase, but the first time actually playing in it. We'll get into that, plus the influence of his dad, who happens to be former Colorado Rockies draft pick, Jeff MacDonald.
Zach, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, thank you very much for having me.
The clock is ticking. Canadian Future Showcase is just around the corner. How excited are you to get things rolling?
Oh man, I'm pumped. I'm super excited to get out there and be able to play on Rogers Center. I mean, that alone is just, pretty surreal.
Mm-hmm. You and I were talking off air about this, but your journey to get to Toronto is a little bit longer than most would suspect. Walk us through the backstory of having to miss out, but also get to go to the Canadian Future Showcase in 2024.
Yes, absolutely. So the week before I was supposed to go to Toronto, I unfortunately tore a ligament in my wrist, kind of the TFCC area there, and super devastating. I was super disappointed, obviously, but ended up still going on the trip there and last year, and that alone was just amazing. Just being around the team or whatever, and getting to meet all the coaches and stuff like that, and just being able to be downtown Toronto and have that experience all in Rogers Center, and just kind of really soak it in, and not having that experience of playing and being a part of the kind of full experience, but getting enough to where now going into it this year, kind of know where my footing is and kind of can gauge the whereabouts of just navigating the area and kind of just being more confident with my surroundings.
Mm-hmm. What kinds of lessons did you take away from last year from that playing perspective? Getting to watch it and go, oh, okay, that's what they want out of us. Okay, that's what I should be doing here. Was there anything in particular that kind of sticks out to you?
I think just taking full advantage of the opportunity. I mean, you're probably the most scouted event here in Canada. So, just taking full advantage of it, playing every part of the game hard that you can, and just taking utmost advantage of it, and showing all the scouts and coaches and everybody there, just what you can do.
Mm-hmm. Going into it this year, do you have any expectations or goals of yourself as a player?
I think just kind of sticking to my routine and sticking to knowing what I can do out on the field. Just letting my bat do the work, having lockdown defense. Those are kind of the two that I take the most pride in, and just being myself. Not having the pressure of all the thousands of eyes watching me at once as I'm at the plate or whatnot. Just kind of staying confident and true to myself, and letting everything flow and work out on its own.
Mm-hmm. How much of it, in your eyes, is showcasing and soaking it all in? How much of it, as well, is being that sponge on a learning curve and being able to understand some of the things that are being said to you? Because you got some world-class coaches that are going to be helping you out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's honestly the biggest thing. Going to things like this is just, soaking in the experience, but then soaking in just the knowledge from all the, we have multiple ex-big leaguers and Division I or ex-Division I athletes there that have played and coached at, the levels that everyone dreams of getting to. And I think just being able to, ask millions of questions, right? There's no such thing as a dumb question.
Mm-hmm.
I like to always think so. Just, soaking every little bit of knowledge that you can, and taking that back home to Alberta and being able to, apply that to your work or apply that to your craft and whatever that means.
How cool was it, looking back on it, to get that call for a second time and get that opportunity to put yourself on a stage like that?
It was amazing. Just getting that kind of second shot to kind of put myself out there and put myself on the map. And obviously still stings a little bit last year not being able to perform and play on that stage, but now this year I'm just more excited than ever to get out there and just have a great time.
Mm-hmm. You've been able to put yourself on a couple of big stages lately. We'll talk about 2024 and your Rookie of the Year accolades in a second, but fresh off of Canada Summer Games, what was that experience like for you?
That was probably one of the greatest experiences I've ever had in my baseball career and in my life in general. Meeting just amazing teammates, and our coaching staff was amazing. Dwayne Lawler, Harold Northcott, just the overall community. We stayed in the dorms there at Memorial University, and all the volunteers, and just their hospitality, and just being just amazing people there in Newfoundland. They took great care of us at the dining halls, and made us great food or whatever, and keeping us healthy all throughout the week. But that was just probably amazing experience, just being furthest out east in the country, and just being in a beautiful place in Canada and St. John's, Newfoundland.
Mm-hmm. Looking back on it, what did it mean to you to rep the blue of Alberta?
It means everything. I take a lot of pride in being able to kind of express myself as an Albertan, and play for Team Alberta on the front. And my dad played for Team Alberta in 2001 at the Canada Summer Games, and
cool.
Just kind of being able to kind of pass that down, I guess, and get that same experience as him. And it was just an amazing feeling for sure.
That is awesome. I love stories like that. So when looking back on it, obviously this is a showcase in and of itself, in a sense, because you're playing against some of the best in the country. Was that a nice thing to be able to do, is be like, hey, I can hang with these boys. We're a good team, and I'm a good player kind of thing? Yeah,
absolutely. There was no weak team there at all. Every team was strong. Every team we had to battle, dig deep, and try and squeeze in runs here or there, and hold guys off, get out of jams. It was a dogfight till the very end. So it was great competition, best competition in Canada that you can get. yeah, that was just it was a dogfight all week.
Mm-hmm. Does a tournament like that, or even like future showcase, does that give you kind of that real big taste in the mouth? Like, hey, I want to get to the next level. Like, hey, I can play at this level. Like makes you really want to dream big.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just being able to know that you can hang and kind of rise to the occasion. At times against great athletes. Yeah, just being able to rise to the occasion like that and play against great athletes. I mean,
can't ask for more. I love getting into the backstory of how you get into baseball in the first place. You kind of half answered it because it sounds like your pops was a big guy in ball, but Central Alberta, born and raised. How do you get into baseball in the first place?
It's all from my dad. I mean, he played baseball all growing up. He grew up in Lacombe where I live now. He played all throughout Lacombe minor ball, played Red Deer U18 AAA, went to the University of Lethbridge and was a ex-draftee to the Colorado Rockies, and he's been the main supporter to my baseball journey, and he's kind of been my role model ever since.
Very cool. Was it all baseball all the time in your house, or was it a multitude of sports?
No, we're a hockey and a baseball family. Hockey was I was always 50-50 between the two. Hockey kind of started to die out my last year of 15U. That's kind of same time where baseball started to pick up, and I was kind of falling out of love with hockey there, and just decided to pursue baseball.
What was it about the game that really enticed you, that made you go, yeah, I want to chase this dream?
I think just seeing how far my dad went with it, just kind of seeing his kind of footsteps and kind of looking at myself and being like, those are kind of the same steps that I could take for sure. And just the possibilities that it has and capabilities for everybody. Everyone has a different journey, and I think that's the beauty in the game is you can make it big anywhere.
Mm-hmm. You've been able to do some pretty cool things over your journey. I mentioned it earlier on, but one of those happened in the last calendar year or so. You were named the first Baseball Alberta Elite League Rookie of the Year. What did that mean to you?
That was amazing. That group in general was just the greatest baseball team I think I've ever been a part of. I mean, our head coach, Josh Zanoli, he's still an amazing supporter to me to this day, but he kept our group tight, and all the boys on that team, I mean, those are lifelong friends, and that's just an amazing group of boys there. And winning that award for the first time is it's an honor.
Mm-hmm. Now you're plying your trade over at Weber Academy, another pretty big name in the game. You got Chris Rietsma looking over you. What's that program meant to you, and what's that kind of teaching and learning meant to you as a ball player and also as a human being?
Yeah, it's been the absolute world to me. I mean, like you mentioned, Chris Rietsma and Cole Armstrong, they hold the fort down at Weber. They've been so amazing to me and everyone else in the program. Just their hospitality, welcoming everybody in, and they get the best out of their players for sure, and just the culture that they make and build out of that program. They shape amazing people as well. So, Weber means absolute world to me.
Awesome stuff. Looking back on the young career to this point, what's been the biggest highlight, or that one moment where you've had to take that step back and go, man, this is pretty cool?
Canada Summer Games was an amazing experience, but I think going back last year to winning the U18 National Championship with the Red Deer Carson Brigades, I think that was just the greatest baseball experience I've ever had in my life. Just starting down to just the group of guys that we had, just the overall connectivity and just bond that we formed throughout the season, and all throughout the highs and lows, and being able to come out on top as national champions. That's just probably the greatest moment in my life for sure.
Well, given some of the trials and tribulations that you guys went through, is well deserved as well, and no doubt a crazy experience for sure. On the flip side of that, we all know baseball is a game of failure. What's been the biggest challenge or hurdle you've had to overcome?
Yeah, I mean, like, I think every single day is just a grind. Like, every single day you're failing, whether that's in the gym or in BP taking ground balls. Like, I don't think there's one real moment where I could say that I've had to kind of leap across. I think that just comes with every single day, every day, trying to make myself better, and that comes with failing at times, and I think that's the biggest part, is just keeping your head high at those times of failure, and soon enough those failures turn into wins.
Absolutely. A few fun ones here before we let you go, Zach. First off, when you're at the ballpark as a fan, what's your favorite food?
I'll probably go hot dog and a drink, probably.
What's the drink?
Diet Coke.
All right. And the hot dog, what do you got for condiments?
Just ketchup and mustard.
Oh, you're a both guy. All right. I high-five you from a distance because I'm a both guy. So I know it can be contentious for some people, and mustard doesn't belong on that stuff. Anyways, I digress. What's your go-to baseball movie?
I think The Sandlot.
Fantastic. And finally, you and I were talking off air about whether you're a Jays fan. You're like, dude, I'm just a baseball lifer. Like, give me any game and I'll watch. Is there one guy that stands out to you, one player that you're like, that's my favorite, that's the guy I have to watch on any given night?
I think my favorite player is Nolan Arenado. I think kind of plays a part with just playing similar positions and whatnot, but just seeing his videos online and stuff and seeing how he goes about the game, just that overall professional approach and whatnot that he takes to in his everyday work, is I admire that for sure. So I look at him as kind of a role model, I guess, and try and model my game after him.
Fantastic. Two more before we let you go. First off, for those young kids who are just starting out on their journeys and they want to get to where you're at now, they want to get to the Canadian Future Showcase or beyond, and they want to go to you for advice, what are you telling them? What kinds of words of wisdom do you want to impart upon them?
I think I have two kind of main things. I think number one is just stack days. I think every day try and find a way to better yourself as not only a baseball player, but as a human being. Just every day working hard, whether that's in the gym, DP, ground balls, in the classroom as well, keeping up with your studies and keeping your grades high. It automatically all leads to good things in the end. And then number two, kind of a quote that I live by myself is hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. Kind of ties back to the stacking days thing, is just keeping your nose to the grindstone, and not every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows. It's going to be kind of dirty and grimy, and I think that's the beauty of the game, is just how hard it is in general. And once when you kind of find that breakthrough point, whether that's in a couple of weeks when you're just kind of getting your swing back on track or whatnot, or in a couple of years where you have to, develop and grow as a person, or physically and mentally, whatever that may be.
For sure. Love that. Final question for you. It's one we ask everybody. What does a game of baseball mean to you, Zach?
Yeah, I mean, it means the absolute world to me. I definitely would not be the person I am today without baseball in my life. Just the connections and lifelong friends that I've built with all my teammates and even their parents. Just being able to crash at a teammate's place for a day or whatnot, just being able to travel all across the country and go to places that I never thought I'd be able to go without baseball. I mean, it means a whole lot to me for sure.
Well, it's been awesome getting to hear about some of those journeys, and hopefully we get to hear a little bit more in the days, weeks, months, and years ahead. Zach, really appreciate the time. Congratulations on all the success you've had at this point. Continued success at Future Showcase and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
And our final guest this week is also heading to the Canadian Future Showcase. Like MacDonald, Saskatoon's Mitchell Rauckman is also coming off a busy year. Going into the season, the Going Yard product was thought of as one of the top prospects across the province, and he's lived up to the hype so far in every way. Most notably, he threw a complete Game 6 hitter in Team Saskatchewan's 4-2 win over PEI to help claim bronze at the Canada Summer Games. Rauckman has been to Toronto as a fan, but this is going to be the first time for him stepping onto the field as a player, and he's every bit excited to make it happen. Mitchell, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me.
Canadian Future Showcase is just a couple of weeks away here. How excited are you to get things going?
Yeah, very excited. I've been to Rogers Center as a fan watching the Blue Jays, but going to be on that mound, it's going to be pretty special.
Have you thought about that moment where, you get out of the clubhouse, you've got all your swag, you're ready to go, and you step out on that field? Like, are you going to try to make that point of, like, take a step, breathe it all in, kind of see what this whole thing is all about?
Yeah, I'm definitely going to, take a little bit of time and take it all in, but it's the same game when I'm there as I am here, and just trying to remember that wherever I go, it's still the same game, and just play how I play.
For sure. Have you talked to some of the other guys that maybe went last year, a couple of years ago, maybe get a sense to sort of what to expect, the layout of the place, all that kind of stuff heading in?
Yeah, I talked to a couple of guys from Sask that went there last year. All said great things. Just talked a little bit about how they run things and, where I'm going to be staying, how far is the walk, things like that, what's there to do. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Heading into a showcase like this, do you have any expectations or goals of yourself going in? I'm looking forward just to, playing against some of the best players in Canada and proving that, I can play among them. And yeah. How cool is it as well to know that you'll have some of the best coaches, for example, at your disposal and be able to pick their brains a little bit and, maybe take away a couple of things from a few days up there?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely looking forward to that too. Looked a little bit. All the coaches going there are pretty cool, and yeah, excited to, like you said, pick their brains and just learn what I can and definitely bring home a couple of things.
It sounds like you're a Blue Jays fan, and so I'm curious. I know last year, for example, or the last couple of years, they've had some special guests, Jose Bautista, Edwin Encarnacion. Has that thought kind of crossed your mind at all? Like, hey, I might get to see some of these guys actually live and in person kind of thing?
Yeah, I definitely thought about that. It's going to be pretty sweet. Hopefully I do get to meet them and talk to them a little bit, but yeah, definitely something that I've thought about.
Is there one guy that if, all the cards were out there, you're like, I want to see that guy?
Josh Donaldson.
That'd be a good one. I'm infinitely fascinated by dudes like that, like just different level, totally. Yeah. Speaking of different level, you've been on a different level as well because you're coming off a big year, including Canada Summer Games. You got a bronze medal hanging around your neck as well. How does that feel after being able to kind of soak it in over the last month or so?
Yeah, it feels great. Really happy with the work we put in there and what we got out of it. Obviously, losing in the semis was, it hurt a little bit, but being able to bounce back and take home the bronze, it's pretty special.
Absolutely. What's that like as the guy who gets to come in and close the door and do the job that you did in that bronze medal game, and even being, having that vantage point for that final out? Yeah,
it was very special. Being able to throw in that game and throw all 7 innings, it was very special, and I think it kind of shows how far I've come and the work I've put in, and just see where this takes me.
Mm-hmm, absolutely. What'd that mean to you, looking back on it, to be a part of something like the Canada Summer Games, but also to bring home a medal?
Yeah, it means a lot. Bringing home a medal is really special, and the whole trip was awesome. Meeting all the people there, all the different athletes, and the place we stayed was awesome. Everyone was together. It was a really great experience.
do you have a favorite moment away from the ballpark? Because it's such a different experience. You kind of mentioned you got different games going on, that kind of thing too, where it's not just a ball tournament, right? Like you've got different sports going on. Like, do you have a favorite moment or something that really stands out to you as being, okay, this is next level kind of thing?
Yeah, the first couple of days, and especially the last couple of days too, everyone was just out on the courtyards or all outside, and everyone was just, playing yard games, playing spike ball. And yeah, that was pretty cool, just being with all these people from different provinces who I probably will never see again, but just, having fun moments like that. That was pretty special.
Looking back on it, is there anything that you really took away from that experience, whether it be just the ability to play with some of these dudes, or maybe it was something on the technical aspect of it? What was it that you really took away from Canada Summer Games?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I got out of it was just to, believe in myself. Coach Greg talks about that a lot, and that was probably the biggest thing I got out of it.
Added on to all of that was going on during the Canada Summer Games, you got to do it with your twin/triplet brother. We'll get into the family thing in a second, but how cool was that to be able to do it with family?
Yeah, it was awesome. My whole family was there watching me, but being able to play with my brother, that was very special.
Let's get into the family.
Sharing that moment was awesome.
Let's talk about the family thing for a second and get into your baseball origin story. Originally from Saskatoon, how'd you get into baseball in the first place?
Yeah, I kind of got into baseball. I think it was just watching my dad play growing up. He played some men's league, and I think just playing with him in the basement and watching him play, that kind of started my love for the game.
So you and I were talking off air, not just Casey, but you've got another sibling, your triplets, with a sister as well. What's her name? And does she play ball as well?
Her name's Maggie. She plays softball, but she's continuing to play hockey at the college level.
Oh, very cool. So an athletic family. What's the vibe like in the house? Like, was it a pretty competitive upbringing that you guys had?
Yeah, definitely really competitive. Us being all the same age, kind of at the same points all growing up. So definitely competitive with kind of everything.
Who was, in your eyes, the best athlete?
I feel like it's me. I'm a little bit biased, but I would say it's me.
Fair enough. Did you play other sports when you were growing up?
Yeah, when I was little, I played a lot of sports. I played flag football. I played soccer. Up until just a couple years ago, I was still playing hockey. I was going to play football in high school, but I didn't end up doing that. But a lot of sports growing up.
So what was it about baseball that made you go, man, I want to chase that dream?
I think the biggest thing was pitching. I like being in control. I like, having the ball and just being in control of the game. I feel like there's so much to learn in baseball that kind of separates it from a lot of other sports, and there's a lot of failure, and it's just, takes a little bit more to be a baseball player.
For sure. When did it turn for you? Like, do you remember the moment where you're like, yeah, this is the one?
I would say kind of start of high school, grade 10, when I stopped playing hockey. I always kind of had my mind on baseball, but once I focused on it, that's kind of when I flipped the switch.
Mm-hmm. You've had a couple of really cool moments in this last year, but I'm sure there have been others, or maybe it is this. What's your favorite moment? What's one that really kind of stands out to you where you had to take that step back and go, okay, this is pretty cool?
I would say definitely Canada Games in that bronze medal game.
It's hard to top something like that. You mentioned it earlier. The flip side, baseball's a game of failure. So what's been the biggest challenge or hurdle you've had to overcome?
I feel like early on I faced a little bit of injuries and learning how to, take care of my body better and get better with my training. And, my mom, she makes almost everything I eat. So that's awesome having her. And I think just learning how to take care of my body and just learning from all my coaches about how to train the right way. And instead of just training hard, one thing it is to train really hard, but if you're not doing things in the right order, it's hard to get things out of it.
For sure. Speaking of the training stuff, I know you're a going yard guy. What's that program meant to you, not just as a ball player, but as a human being as well?
Yeah, it's been great. I've been with them since I was 9 or 10, and nothing but good things. All the coaches there are great. They're great coaches, but they're also great people. People you can go to at any time with anything that's on your mind. Ask questions, and they'll give you their best answers. They're also not. They don't sugarcoat things. They're very straightforward, and they'll let you know if you're doing things wrong and keep you in line. And it's been great. Going in there almost every day, and developing. They're definitely a big part of who I am on and off the field today.
That's awesome to hear. Let's have a few fun ones here. First off, what's your favorite ballpark food when you're there as a fan?
I would just say just ballpark hot dog for sure.
What's the toppings? What's the condiments? Are you ketchup, mustard, or both guy?
Just ketchup guy.
All right, because I know it's a contentious one. A lot of people can get into fights over it, and it gets gnarly. What's your favorite baseball movie?
Favorite baseball movie? I like Major League. That one's definitely the first one I like better than the second one. But
I am amazed that not many guys actually say that, which is dumbfounding to me. So kudos. You might actually be one of the first to say that one. So I tip my cap to you. And finally, you mentioned Donaldson. Maybe this will be the answer. Who's your baseball idol? Who's the one guy who you maybe had a poster up on the wall or a baseball card or whatever the case may have been?
Growing up, it was definitely Donaldson. Him being a Blue Jay, growing up, I didn't really know a lot of other players.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of after that, I was leaning towards Mike Trout. I liked him a lot right after that, but last couple of years, definitely now it'd be Tarek Skubal.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that, and especially as a pitcher, that one definitely checks out. Two more for you before we let you go, Mitchell. First off, for those young kids who are just starting out on their baseball journeys, maybe they're in the shoes you were in a few years ago as a 9 or 10-year-old at going yard, and they want advice from you. They want to get to where you're at now. What do you want to say to them? What kinds of words would you like to impart upon them?
I would just say, have fun, enjoy the game, and just believe in yourself. If you go up there, go into the field with confidence, and you believe that, you can get things done, and just having fun is the biggest thing. Just enjoy the game and believe in yourself.
Some great stuff indeed. And finally, the last one. It's one we ask everybody. What does the game of baseball mean to you, Mitchell?
Yeah, it means a lot. Put a lot of time into it, and, it's definitely more than just a sport to me. It's something that I do a lot, and I put a lot of time into it, and I love it.
Well, we've loved having a chance to get to know you and your journey as well, Mitchell. Congratulations on all the success you've had at this point. Continued success at the Canadian Future Showcase and beyond. And again, thanks so much for joining us here on the show.
Thanks for your time, Joe.
Thanks again to Abby Szilagyi, Zach MacDonald, and Mitchell Rauckman for joining us this week. And thanks to all of you for downloading and listening. If you like this or any other episode, make sure to leave us a rating and review on your podcast app. And don't forget to hit subscribe, as we'll have new episodes every week until at least the early part of December. As always, a tip of the cap to our platinum supporters, the Okotoks Dogs, Under the Light Sports and Entertainment, and the Western Canadian Baseball League for their generosity in helping us tell the game stories in our province. For more on our tremendous teammates, head to albertadugoutstories.com/supporters. Until next time, thank you for all of your support online, on social, and on air of Alberta Dugout Stories.